In the most holy name of Allah, the Beneficent, the most merciful, we can never thank God enough for coming in the person of Master Muhammad, for whom all holy praises and thanks are forever due, and whom we can never thank him enough for raising one up from among us, a divine messenger to us all, none other than the most honorable messenger of Allah, the most honorable messenger Elijah Muhammad, whom we can never thank Allah enough for raising him up among us, worthy of praise. And we can never thank the most honorable Elijah Muhammad enough for raising one up from his divine spiritual loneliness, one that is the divine constant reminder to us all, and a divine warner to all nations. I speak and bear witness of none other than our leader, teacher, and guide, Minister Louis Farrakhan. I greet you, all of the listeners that's here, in the greeting words of peace and paradise of Assalamu Alaikum. Dear brothers and sisters and friends from all walks of life, families, God, I would like to bring to you a very sincere and honest experience that I've had, that has happened to me, as we all have had experiences in our lives. But this is something that's very profound, and I think it's imperative that I share it with you at this time. Something that happened to me in the year 1975. However, the crux of why I'm telling you this is that it was stated in 1970 that this experience would take place. And it may sound profound, but please don't cut me off, don't cut this off. It may be something that may give you something to think about, to ponder over, and to share. I would offer anyone $10,000 if you would deny or disprove what I'm about to share with you of an experience that I have that can have international effect, international ramifications. So please listen and share attention, because I'm going to give you and coming across information and incidences that have been on my mind since 1975 that has happened to me. And you might say, oh man, this guy is all this rock. Well, I thought I was at one point, but we can never underestimate the power of God. So please, let me begin with you. In the year of 1970, I was studying at the University of Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And Minister Farrakhan came to our university to speak. I was in the cafeteria, and a friend of mine from Camden, New Jersey, Bill Wong, he came, he said, we saw this sign leading up the steps from the cafeteria. He said, man, Minister Farrakhan, Minister Abdul Halim Farrakhan, as was stated on his flyer, is speaking in the student ballroom at 6 p.m. So we said, man, it's about 6:30 now. Let's get over there and hear what's going on. So we dashed, made a beeline over to the student ballroom. And when we came into the entrance there, one of the brothers ushered me over to the front row seat on the far corner of the front. And Bill was ushered toward the middle, where there was a seat vacant for him, because pretty much the seats were vacant. So I'm sitting there and very intently listening to him, and I was studying clinical psychobiology at the university. Psychology was the basis of my study. And Mr. Farrakhan, I never forget, he said, psychology is the trickology, you know, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. So I took a back seat, and I said, wow, he's hitting my field of study. But he made sense out of how he addressed it. But let me get to the crux of why we're here. Someone asked the question, I never forget, a brother in fatigue. At that time, the Vietnam War was reaching its climax, and a brother stood up who was a Vietnam vet, and he had his fatigue, so I need to tell he was on a GI Bill at university there, and he was studying hard, but seeking his reality and place in society, as we all are. And the brother stood up and asked Mr. Farrakhan the question, because the minister was hard on the principles of Islam, what the Church is bringing to the table to us, bringing farmland, banks, schools, hospitals, and all of the wondrous things that we must have in order to build a nation. So the brother said, Brother, Mr. Farrakhan, what's going to happen if something happened to the messenger? And you could tell that this was something that the minister did not really want to think about. And he stepped back from the podium, and he had on white in white, don't forget. And he stepped back from the podium, and he took a deep breath, and took a deep thought. And he came back to the podium, and he said, brothers, I was told to say this. If someone asked that question, the messenger always prompted to questions, or to answers for questions in case they came about. The messenger never jumped out on anything on his own, from then and even from now. So when he came back to the podium, he stated, he said, brother, I was told this, that a man will come under certain conditions and a certain time. He said that man will have Oriental features. His weight will be 177. He will have a godson in the east and a godson in the west. This man will not have a biological child of his own. This man will have a new science of health and medicine to offer. This man would have gone to the east. This man would be a god to us, knowledge of fitness. So after he elaborated on those things, the godson of the east, he also said that this man would have a friend to come to his aid in that city, in the west part of the country, whose first three phone numbers would be 777. He also said that this man would have a godson in the east, as I said, and a godson in the west. So, this was in 1970. Well, in that year, I went to the University of Ife in Nigeria